What's up, guys? It's Dylan in the garage tonight here. Just gonna give you guys a little rundown on what's been going on with the car. Have some good news and bad news. So I'm gonna dive into it right away. I'm gonna start with the good news. Good news. Rear subframe's in. Bad news, classic me, I didn't film anything, so that's awesome. So as you can see behind me, subframe's in, everything's mounted aside from like the struts right now. Everything's in there good. So basically I had my buddies Kyle, you've seen his BMW in some previous videos, and my other buddy Josh, they came by. And basically the three of us were able to shimmy this subframe back in the car. And basically we had me on the one side, Kyle on the other, and Josh was manning the lift in the back there, or not the lift, the jack. And we jacked the subframe up into place and everything went decently smooth. So I'm really stoked about that, but I definitely am not stoked that I didn't film it because I actually really wanted to film a time lapse. But yeah, unfortunately I didn't do that, but everything else went really smooth. Drive shaft is back in the car. Yeah, it's mounted to the diff now. Subframe is mounted in there to their mount points. I did fire it up for a moment earlier today and put the car in drive quickly just to make sure that everything was rotating fine and there's no weird sounds. Checks out, everything is good. Both axles and hubs are rotating properly, so I can only assume the diff and the drive shaft are running like they should be. I just need to tighten up a couple things under the car. There's a couple bolts still loose under there, mainly on the drive shaft flange, and I need to fully bolt in my center support bearing. And then, yeah, I'm going to move on to a couple other things. Once I get around to bolting everything up underneath the car properly, I'm going to be moving on to the next things, which are going to be getting my rotors, doing the brake pads, and painting the calipers. I got to throw the rear sway bar back in, brand new end links I have. It'll be easy, but I got to mount the struts to their lower mount on the knuckle. And then I got to align the rear end, which is going to be a little bit of a task. So yeah, but I'll get under the car here in the next clip and kind of show you guys everything and maybe explain some things in depth and go through the parts I have, because I think it's been a bit since I've gave a rundown on what I have in the car, aside from the serial 9 arms. Alright, so I'm under my car right now. It's a little hard to film at this angle, so I'll try my best. But anyways, as you can see, got all the arms in because that went in with the subframe. And then my subframe, I have the Loveless Fabs rear diff bushings and Loveless Fab solid subframe bushings that also raised the subframe about 12 mil. So yeah, anyways, drive shaft is in. Had to do a lot of wiggling and working around to get the subframe back in, just because my car isn't very high in the air on the jack stands. And yeah, it just took a little bit of wiggling, but honestly we got it done in about an hour, and I'm really happy with how it looks in here. I just did a little bolt check of everything. Everything's tight. I don't believe I have any lines pinched. So next I'm going to be moving on to some other stuff on the car, since this is checked off the list now. Alright, what's up, guys? It's been a while since I filmed again, a couple weeks. Last clip you saw probably was me underneath the car, kind of explaining everything that we did with the subframe on the UCF11 back down there. I haven't touched that car very much in the past couple weeks, so I'm just gonna give you guys an update of what I've been up to. Basically, the last thing I did with that car is I bolted the drive shaft back up to the differential properly, and then that was that. I decided to shift my focus on taking care of a couple other things that were mainly having to do with my UCF31 Celsior. So I shifted my game plan and started doing some stuff with that. So basically what I did, I've been up to the past couple weeks, is these four wheels here. They are Work Schwert SC6s. I actually got them. I got 4 SC6s, and then back there I got 4 SC4s for a really good price last fall. And I decided that I like the SC6s better than the SC4s. So I have the SC4s up for sale right now, and I'm keeping the SC6s and I'm cleaning them up really nicely, and I'm going to be putting them on my UCF31. Some of them have some very, very bad curb rash on them. So I've spent hours on each wheel, pretty meticulously sanding down the curb rash. I haven't filled anything in with like welds or anything, so they're not perfect, but essentially I sanded down all the high points on the curb rash. I started at about 120 grit, 150 grit, and I eventually worked my way up to 3000 grit. I wet sanded at 1000, 1500, 2000, 2500, and 3000. And then I polished them pretty extensively with my little polisher attachment for my hand drill. So they aren't perfect, but they're way better than what they were before. One of them, I'm not really stoked on how it turned out, so I might hit it again. But overall, they look pretty good. The lips from factory on these works come with a clear coat on them, I believe. So I tried to blend in the line where you can see the kind of the clear coat fade into what is now basically just raw aluminum polished. So yeah, it turned out pretty decent, like I said, and I'm pretty stoked on how they came out. So yeah, just for a quick look, this is the set themselves. And for example, this is probably the wheel that had the curb rash the worst. I don't know who had these previously, but dang, they really liked not driving where they shouldn't be driving. So yeah, overall I think they turned out okay. I'm going to be doing a bit of work back in the garage though here tonight. I'm not 100% sure at this point right now if I'm going to venture back into the UCF11 or if I'm going to keep doing some stuff on these wheels, because there's a couple other things I want to do with them. So yeah, I'm going to set the camera down and kind of get a plan on what I'm going to do here. I'll update you guys when I'm done. All right, so I ran inside to grab some water, and I kind of thought to myself that I'm going to continue on with the working on my wheels, and that's mainly because I want to get my UCF31 good to go pretty early on in the season here, because the past couple of years I haven't been doing that. I'm kind of slacking a little bit. So one thing I need to do with these wheels, after I have sanded the faces, I'll flip the camera around. One thing I want to do is to try and get in between the face and the lip here, and there's a whole like coating of rust all the way around. One thing I want to do is I want to get that rust off because it just bugs me. I don't like it, how it looks, and I'm just not fully happy. I wouldn't be fully happy with driving around with the wheels looking like that, even though, you know, you stand 5-10 feet away, you can't notice anything. I'm gonna know, and that's gonna bug me. I've tried a few different options here just in the past 20 minutes, and those vary from lightly sanding the areas if I can. I sprayed some degreasers on it. Nothing seems to be able to lift that rust off, and I'm not surprised. Some people are probably saying, oh, well, you have the wheel bolts, you can just unbolt the face. I can, but technically these are 3-piece welded, or 2-piece welded, sorry. So barrel, 1 piece, face, another piece. They weld the seam around the back on these models, along with other ones like I got a single work emit. They basically do the same thing with that. So anyways, I can't simply just take the face off of them and like get in there. I technically would need to grind or machine the weld off, and that's just not worth it to me to do that much. So I'm just thinking of different ideas in my head. I have this one idea. It's probably kind of stupid. Maybe it'll work. I know that like vinegar and Coca-Cola, not together but separately, they dissolve surface rust. So I'm almost tempted to dump a little bit of vinegar because I don't have Coca-Cola at my house right now. I'm tempted to dump some vinegar into the crack right here and maybe make an attempt at seeing if that vinegar would lift the rust. I don't know. I gotta think and see if that would make sense. I don't know. Maybe there's a chance I damaged the wheel lip, but I don't want to keep the rust on there, so maybe it's worth it. I don't know. I'll give it a shot, I think. With that being said, I'm not going to worry about the vinegar idea right now. I guess I will go back onto the UCF31, do a couple things on that while I'm here. Like I said, I really kind of want to get the UCF31 taken care of initially, because this UCF11 has still quite a bit of work to do on it, and I don't really want to rush myself and break the bank to make it out earlier than it needs to be. So I'm still going to focus on UCF31 stuff, but for the most part I need to figure out a situation with that rust, and then I gotta get the car home, put my seats in because I have them all out to do the L-tide covers, and I want to put in my not brand new, but new to me. I did get some used. They're disassembled because I'm doing a refurbish on them, but I got aftermarket T-Demand extended outer tie rods, so those will be going on that car. So, but anyways, I'm gonna get to doing some work on the rear end of this car. Might as well, so I'm gonna get into that now. Alright, so a little update. I just finished bolting up the center support bearing and hooking up my e-brake cables and all that again. So everything in that area is good to go. I was gonna start unbolting my lower strut mount to my knuckle in the rear, and I thought I had the bolts, but apparently I have misplaced the bolts or used them somewhere else. No idea what I did with them. So I'm a little bit annoyed, but I mean, I guess it's what I get for leaving this for over a year. I was bound to lose some bolts, and this is the first set I've lost. But I'm a little surprised because they are larger. They're like 14 mil by, I don't know, probably at least 80 mil long. So I'm not sure what I did with them. I've had a couple places I've been hoarding my bolts when I take them, and nothing fits that application. The only thing I have is these guys, and if you watch back probably like 10 months ago when I was initially starting to put my subframe together, those bolts I replaced. I bought brand new ones. So those aren't for the strut mount, so I'm kind of at a standstill right now. I'm gonna go attempt to buy some tomorrow after work. I'll still try and get some metric ones. If I can't find any metric, I'll jump to an imperial size. I think 9/16 is close to that, so it should go through the hole if I have to jump to 9/16, so it shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, unfortunately I couldn't do much more tonight. But I'll get back at it tomorrow. So yeah, I guess I think I'll wrap it up for this video. It's probably getting a little bit long, so if you're watching it, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I know this process is a very slow burn, but we're gonna get there eventually. I guess another little thing I did in the meantime, that right there is Kyle's coil pack cover for his 2JZ. I did polish it up really nicely for him, mirror finish on some billet aluminum there, so that's going to dress up his engine bay really nice. So anyways, yep, I'll go get some new bolts tomorrow and keep you guys updated in the next video. That'll be it for this one. So if you stayed this far, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.